It's game time. Welcome back to New Paltz Sports Network, everyone. Your home for all athletic news, information, and updates for your New Paltz Hawks. I'm your host, Michael Ascanio. I'm a senior here, and I'm the center fielder on the baseball team. Every Monday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on WFNP 88.7 FM, we will dive into the journeys of our NCAA athletes from various sports here at SUNY New Paltz. I'll be bringing on student athletes here to have conversations to really get to know and give them the platform to share their experiences while playing here. So that's what to expect. I'm excited, and I'll get right into it. And we're live. Welcome, everyone. It's an exciting day, and I can't wait to introduce our special guest we got today. We got a champ in the house. But before we get into it, just wanted to quickly list off the away games that we have this week, so that there's no home games on campus, and some of the sports are trickling down and starting up and ending. So just quickly, men's and women's swimming, they have the TCNJ Invitational all weekend, so November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Men's basketball, they're starting up. They had a big win the other day. They play Friday the 22nd at Vassar at 7:30, and then the next day, Saturday the 23rd at Bard at 6 p.m. So the boys are looking to roll. And then lastly, just women's basketball. They're looking to play Saturday the 23rd, at Ithaca at 2 p.m. in a bounce-back game. They're 0-2 right now, so they definitely need a big comeback. So, all right, let's get right into it. To kick off the 11th segment, wow, can't believe it's the 11th one already. It's nuts. In the Hawks' hot seat, she was named the Hawks Athlete of the Week due to her insanely clutch goal 2 Saturdays ago to deflate the Cortland Red Dragons and help lead the Hawks to their first championship in 13 years. I'd like to welcome onto the network senior forward from Bellport, New York, number 2, Parris Burke. What's up, champ? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm just living it up over here.
Thanks for coming. Now, we have a ton of content to get into, a lot of championship talk. But before we get into all of that, we're going to do a quick PSA break so we could get out of the way, so we could just roll. We'll be right back.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
All right, we back. So let's get right into it. So Parris, scoring the first goal in the championship game is a moment that will forever go down in New Paltz history and probably in your life. That's probably the greatest goal you've ever scored, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Walk me through that moment. What was going through your head the second that ball got past the goalie?
I mean, when I score goals, I black out, so I don't really remember anything in the moment, but I had a lot of thoughts afterwards. You know, I was hearing all the cheers. My teammates were, like, suffocating me in the circle, and they were saying how much they love me and they're so happy. And honestly, like, the first thing that came to my mind was, I want to find my dad, because he came to the game and, you know, he never gets to see me score, so it was, like, super exciting. I also was just thinking, like, I'm so happy for my team. Like, I was happy that I was able to, you know, help them in some way, shape, or form, and for it to be a goal is amazing, but I was willing to give anything in that moment for them, so that was pretty much where my head was at. That
is so cool. It's cool that you want to see your dad, probably your biggest supporter, right?
Yeah.
I know I did a little bit of homework. You've scored 7 goals in your career, so that to score there, that was an insane moment. I had the pleasure to actually call the game with lacrosse's Amy Whitman, and we were fired up. That was such a cool moment. Everyone can also check out that goal at New Paltz Hawks on Instagram and X and Facebook and everything. It was so cool. The media team did such a great job, so you could see Parris's goal. And
Definitely
all
go
the
see it.
and
Go see
all of the content from that championship Saturday. It was so cool. It was a blowout. Oh man, it was so
Just thinking
awesome.
about it is amazing.
Yeah, no, it really was. So I don't know if you know this, but you guys hadn't beat SUNY Cortland since the 2011 season,
Yeah.
which that's the only other championship in women's soccer history in that year. So that's a cool parallel.
Yeah.
How fulfilling was it to finally get over that hump against a rival like that and win the championship in front of family and friends, all on the home South turf?
I mean, Cortland has always been like tough competition. Like, and since I've been here, the 4 years I've been here, they've always been the hardest team that we've played.
Oh yeah.
But going into that game, we weren't really thinking that it was Cortland. We were just like, it didn't matter what team we were going to play. At the end of the day, we knew we were going to win, and we knew that like this was our moment, and we were destined for this. And for it to be Cortland was pretty amazing, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter because all we cared about was, our success and getting to a point where, we were going to win, and we were going to win that SUNY championship regardless of who was on the field.
Yeah, when you guys are that locked in, like it truly doesn't matter who's on the other side, who's wearing the other jersey. Like
Yep.
you have all the faith, but within yourselves, within your teammates.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that was a war, too. People were getting hurt left and right. You hate to see that. But that was a war of a game, and you guys came out victorious. You were the better team, so that was so cool. I saw that since 2012, you guys have either tied. You had a couple ties in there, or just losses versus Cortland. So it's so cool that you could win in that fashion at home versus them. Have them sending home the long bus ride. So,
Crying, going home.
yeah, so you want to be humble in victory, but
Yeah.
to finally beat a rival like that,
Yeah.
man, that's sick. And yeah, again, just plug in at New Paltz Hawks, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. All of that content is on there, and man, it is so cool. So I just want to get into this and highlight some of your teammates real quick. So recently, the 2024 All-Conference selections came out, and let's see who were recognized. So first off, Rachel Iser, she won Offensive Player of the Year for the second time and was first team All-SUNYAC as well. She broke the record for single-season goals and overall points in general. What a resume. She's a beast. Goalie Maddie Franklin won Defensive Player of the Year, too. She had 50 saves, 11 shutouts, and just a crazy year in goal. So she received first team All-SUNYAC too. And then we have a bunch of other first teams. Alexis DeLeo was first team. Emma Vogie was first team. Gabby Treble was first team. And Hannah Wellinger. So they all balled out. And then we're not done. Lainey Schmitz received honors to the second team. And Brooke Kelleher and Mia Baldinger both received spots on the third team. And to top that off, in his 8th season, Coach Mike Eckberg led the way to winning the Coaching Staff of the Year award as well, with a couple of the assistants, of course. So overall, 9 all-conference selections, 2 Players of the Year, offensive and defensive, and a championship ring. Wow, that is nuts.
It's insane.
But I just wanted to highlight who got recognized there, but all these accomplishments clearly wouldn't have been possible without every single girl on the team as well.
Yeah.
You are a perfect example of that. And I'm sure all of these girls would be the first to give everyone else props before themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone that I talked to was really so like selfless and was always highlighting everyone else but themselves. So it's really cool to see everyone getting honored like that. What a great team. Mm-hmm. So speaking of records and honors and everything, what do you think made this team so special and capable of breaking records and making history like that?
I mean, from preseason till now, we all talk about our process and what we need to do in order to get to the point where we're at today. So I would say, there's a bunch of things throughout the process that we talk about. We talk about pursuing excellence, holding each other accountable, the sisterhood that we have. But we have a mantra, which is pursue excellence. And I feel like every day we go into every practice with that mindset. And that is 100% how we got to where we are today. We're pushing ourselves through practices, pushing each other. And we just became the best competition for each other, which is what drove us to work so hard, which is where all these, accomplishments are coming from, all of these like rewards and stuff like that.
And it all starts in practice too, off the field, on the field. So pursue excellence. That's something that I've heard a lot, and I knew that was your guys' motto. I have it down in some of my stuff here. But yeah, that's a great mantra to have, and man, you guys did. So let me go to you here. Looking back at your soccer career, what can you say you're most proud of? Like, what lessons has soccer taught you that you'll carry with you into life beyond the field?
So I would probably say that my proudest moment for myself is just maintaining a positive mentality. So like I had a really tough first 2 years here, and I went through a couple of challenges soccer-wise that made me debate whether I should stay on the team or not. And it really came down to just changing my mentality and realizing that I want to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And this team showed me that throughout the past 4 years that, if I want to be a part of something bigger than myself, then I need to stick it out. I can't just quit. So changing that mentality really got me to a point where I was like I did it, I'm going to make it. And then now we're here, and I did it, and we did make it. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, it's like your mind is so powerful. I've talked a lot about it, even with your teammates too. Man, the mentality, that is the absolute biggest thing. And I can relate to you because I wasn't here my first year. I was at SUNY Plattsburgh, another rival in our conference, clearly. And my mentality and mindset was definitely off. It was the most miserable I was personally playing baseball, and I wasn't having fun, and I was showing up with the wrong attitude, and I didn't know where to go from there. So then to make it out, just the parallel between us is that even though you start off rough, if you can just get your mind right and keep going, keep pushing, keep getting better, not making it really about yourself as much, and buy into the process, man, you never know what can happen. And look,
exactly.
Now you're a SUNYAC champion forever, part of the best team in New Paltz women's soccer history, and you didn't even know if you wanted to stay on the team a couple of years. So that's so amazing. Yeah, mindset is so key. That's just a great answer.
Yeah.
So then 15 wins, most in program history, and a championship, clearly. How does it feel to know you've been part of the best women's soccer team New Paltz has ever seen in the history of the school?
I know, it's pretty crazy. Honestly, I feel more like honored. Like, it's not everyone gets to experience like the college soccer experience that I've had to go through, and to be a part of something as big as the SUNYAC championships and to win it's just a privilege, and to do it with some of my best friends is even better. I'm surrounded by the best group of girls that I could ever be surrounded around, and that just makes it 10 times better.
The camaraderie and just the energy in the air when you scored that goal, like everyone swarms, everyone's screaming, hugging. I remember seeing, because I was behind your guys' bench. Yeah. I remember seeing Mia Baldinger like bugging out.
I know.
She there was like 2 minutes left, and I just looked to my left. I couldn't help but like smile and laugh because I understood that feeling, like, oh my God, we're about to win. So no, that fired me up. It really was a great moment. I can't even lie. It was so cool. Yeah. So I'm happy for you that you got to experience that with your girls. What a cool senior class.
Right. About time we won.
And you said that you played with a few of the seniors too in club.
Yeah. So I played with Rachel, Hannah P, and Mia Baldinger in club for a really long time, and I've known Hannah P and Mia since I was like in elementary school.
So cool.
Yeah. So I've known them basically my whole life, and I've played with them for basically my whole life. So being able to come here with them and then now end it with them and like end it the way that we did is just amazing. Like our club coach came to our NCAA game.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he came to our and he like was beeping the horn. We were like so excited. Like
I bet he was so proud.
He was, and he came with another girl that we played with in club, Kaylin Ritchie, and she plays for Buffalo University of Buffalo. She's insane, but yeah, they came and they supported us, and that's just like a second family for us. Like having them there and then being able to finish it out with these girls was just amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's like storybook type
I
ending.
know.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. And then, so how do you think, like, team camaraderie, that has been one of the biggest topics with your team, how do you think that you guys maintain this level of camaraderie and focus throughout the whole season?
I would say just, which another part of our process, which I said before, was holding each other accountable. That is probably what locks us in the most, because it's like you can't really focus without somebody helping you out.
Yeah.
You know, so for us it's like holding each other accountable on the field. That's super important, but what's even more important is off the field, being able to confide in someone and, you know, ask someone for help if you need it, or being able to set that standard for our team like our captains have done this season. Like those little things is what really helps us focus, what helps us understand that like we're doing this because we care about each other, because we want each other to succeed. So I definitely say that like our ability to hold each other accountable while also letting our teammates know that we care about you and we want you to reach the level that you can reach, like that is what helps with the camaraderie. That's what helps with the focus.
Totally, and that's how you become a championship caliber team. Communication, accountability, those are so huge. Mm-hmm. Especially with such a diverse group of grades wise, like seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen.
Yeah.
And you guys have a pretty diverse crew, so all of that is huge, and it definitely led to so much success. And like even just watching from the outside, like it seemed, even if you were playing or not, everyone had such a huge role.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to Lainey Schmitz like a couple weeks ago, and initially it was right around the time that she started her first game, so she had been coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Just talking about how she was keeping that, just sharpening her mentality, showing up with good vibes, and then it all shows on the field. That you almost get like rewarded and attracted good things.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was able to work her way up, and I know you played such a huge role coming off the bench. I know you started a few games this year. But the bottom line is when you keep a good attitude and you're playing for the team opposed to being selfish and playing a little selfishly, and a lot is internal opposed to playing for your team. Good things can definitely come your way, like we've said. You came off the bench in the championship game and you scored the biggest goal of your life, and
literally.
Could have been the biggest goal like ever in the history of the program. I mean, because that just deflated Cortland. I mean, then they were pressing.
Yeah, you could definitely tell.
And then it was that red card, right? And then Brooke Kelleher.
Yes, yeah, the
sunk
handball.
another one, and that was that. And they were fully done.
Yeah.
By that, that was dope.
I think Cortland's just they've never gotten scored on first, so that was was the issue. I'm pretty sure, but I don't think in conference play. I'm pretty sure they sweeped all the other teams they played. So it was pretty awesome.
So cool.
It was pretty awesome.
So cool. And it was just so cool to call that goal. The mic was so loud. We were screaming. I mean, there's really nothing you could do there. We're so fired up.
Just too excited.
Yeah, no, that was dope. So to segue into something different, what will you miss the most about being part of this team and competing at this level?
Well, I mean, I feel like I've said it a bunch already, but, you know, the girls, like, they are some of the most important people in my lives right now and will forever be a part of my life. But, you know, knowing that I'll see them every morning, like knowing that I'm going to see them in the afternoon, having those moments of, you know, laughter and jokes with them. And, you know, like one thing I know I'm going to remember is, like, I have this really funny relationship with Maddie Franklin where I try to run away from her as much as possible. And I'm going to miss that. Like, seeing her in the morning and her trying to say good morning to me and me just ignoring her. Like, I'm going to miss that a lot. So, you know, just the little things with these girls, like, I'm definitely going to, you know, miss knowing that I can see them all the time. And for, competing, obviously, I've been playing soccer for around like 16 years, so competition is a huge thing in my life, and kind of taking that away it's going to be tough, but I think I'm going to miss the feeling of competing.
Yeah.
Like when you step on the field, like there's just like a rush of adrenaline. You're just like excited. Like that is what I'm going to miss for sure.
Oh, I definitely understand.
You get it.
And yeah, you create just a sense of family, and that comfortability being with the girls constantly. For me, being with my teammates, the fellas. So yeah, it's something that you'll appreciate forever. But yeah, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so cool. You guys definitely, family was always a word that you guys were talking about. So that's so cool. To segue into something different, Rachel Iser, she talked about that there's a certain standard that you guys wanted to set for future New Paltz teams. What do you think it will take for future teams here to, it's going to be hard to replicate, but surpass what this team has accomplished? How will they take the next step? What do you think?
I mean, for me, through my experience here so far, like, I went through a series of different captain roles. So I never had the same type of captain. So my freshman year, they were super tough and rough on us. And I think that's why my class specifically is, like, very set on standards, because that's what we were shown when we were freshmen, is that, like, a standard, there's a certain standard that you need to set and that you need to make, and that's important.
Yeah.
But for future classes to come in, like, I would just say, in order for them to get to a point where we've been to, you kind of you have to be setting standards that are higher than what you've already hit. Like, you have to expect more out of yourself and your peers, or else you're never going to reach something higher than what we have now.
Exactly. And I relate to that as well, because we won our first baseball championship in school history, and now this year coming up, we have a lot of the same guys on the team with a lot of added new ones. So now we have to learn to win with expectations. This is not a one-hit wonder. Like, we are setting a way new standard. And yeah, you have to show up ready to go. A lot of it is mentality. A lot of it is actually putting in the work. So yeah, we're here to just set new standards. I mean, New Paltz, this is the greatest year in New Paltz sports history.
Yeah,
I mean, just in general, there's been 6 championships in 2024.
Wow.
It's been a lot, so that's been amazing. We got around 7 minutes left, so we're gonna go a little quick. What's your favorite memory from this historic season outside of the championship game? Favorite memory?
I'd say our Buff State game. We went down a goal for the first time, and then we came back right away and we scored 3 goals. So we ended the game 3-1, and it was one of our away games. It was like 7 hours away.
Oh my
so
God.
And it honestly felt the same way how the SUNY felt. Like, we were just so happy that we won. It was insane.
That was your favorite? A nice comeback win right away. Bang out 3 goals. Yeah. Overall, you guys really seem to be just such a glued family, hardworking, selfless, and accountable. Just straight up ballers. And ultimately, you were crowned champs. So cool, so cool. And to wrap it up, I know the loss to Amherst may have ended the season, but it does not take away from everything this team has accomplished. Breaking records, winning the conference championship, and solidifying yourself as the best women's soccer team in the history of the school. Now that you've had a moment to reflect, how do you process the bittersweet end to such a historic season, and how will you carry the highs and the lessons from this year into the next chapter of your life?
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough, to move past soccer itself. It's a huge part of my life, but, the lessons I've learned from it have definitely put me on a path to more success, learning how to challenge myself, how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and just enjoying every moment that I have, like, not taking anything for granted.
Totally. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I like that. Wow, yeah. The champs. Shout out women's soccer. Such good answers, such good insight. That's awesome. You know what? We're going to do a quick PSA break, and then we'll rip the last 5 minutes quickly.
It's 4 a.m., Monday. and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We back. Excuse me. I just also wanted to shout out for the New Paltz Hawk Athlete of the Week on @New Paltz Instagram story and website. You can vote for whoever you think had the best performance this week. Voting starts every Monday and ends Tuesdays at 11 a.m. So it's only open for 24 hours. So be sure to get your votes in. This week, you can vote for women's volleyball, Kim Braun, women's basketball, Hannah Vanderzee, men's basketball, AJ Knight, women's soccer and your teammate, Lexi DeLeo, men's cross country, Oliver Malara Perez, women's cross country, Orqueda Brizcheno, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I don't know, and women's swim, Jamie Fink, and lastly, men's swim, Antonio Vivale. So those are who's up for Athlete of the Week. Everyone get your votes in. All right, Parris, we're going to do quick pitch. I'm going to fire some rapid fires at you.
Okay.
All right,
Prepared.
team tradition you'll miss the most.
Our pregame chant in the locker room.
Go-to karaoke song.
Creep by Radiohead.
Oh, I love that song. Favorite opposing field to play on?
Probably maybe Potsdam.
Potsdam. Who has some of the best soccer skills that might not show up on the stat sheet?
I would say Abby Dolge, my housemate.
Hardest skill to master in soccer? I know there's a bunch.
Bicycle kick.
Celebrity that you love to meet?
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool. Most random thing on your bucket list?
Go to a concert.
You've never been?
No.
No way.
I know.
Oh, you have to.
I know, guys. I know.
You have to. Which teammate is most likely to forget something important before a game?
Oh, Mia.
Baldinger?
Yep.
Do you like the home or away jersey better?
Home.
The white. Favorite food spot in town?
B-side.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Favorite music artist or band right now?
The Weeknd.
Dream career after graduation? That could be hard, but I don't know.
Anything with sports marketing or advertising.
Cool. Most competitive during practice?
Addison Wiener.
Best way to spend a day off in New Paltz?
Ooh, hiking. For sure.
Pre-game ritual or superstition you always follow?
I pray during the national anthem every game.
That. Biggest difference between your freshman self and now senior self on the field?
Again, probably my mentality.
Up here, yep. Piece of advice you'd give to a freshman athlete?
I'd say only you remember your mistakes, but everybody else remembers how you react to them. So show them that you worked hard.
Oh, that's real. That's a good one. Favorite TV show?
Ooh, New Girl.
Which teammate has the best pregame pep talks?
Lexi DeLeo.
And lastly, how does it feel to finish your soccer career off on the best possible note, going out as a champion forever?
It feels pretty amazing.
Simple.
Pretty simple, but amazing.
No, that's awesome. You've had great answers, great insight. I've loved talking to you. So quickly, just want to shout out the away games again this week because we have no home games. Men's and women's swimming, they're away at TCNJ Invitational all weekend, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Men's basketball, they're running it Friday the 22nd at Vassar at 7:30. And then again the next day at Bard at 6 p.m. And then women's basketball, lastly, they're playing at Ithaca at 2 p.m. and they're looking to have a bounce-back win. And everyone, you could visit mphawks.com as well to watch the live streams for those games, clearly because we are not at home. You can see the full schedules, teams, news, rosters, recaps of games, photo galleries, everything. Check out the photo galleries for Parris and her squad from the championship. It's dope. And yeah, make sure you're following at New Paltz Hawks on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X to stay up to date with all the information to support your athletes. Wow, can't believe we've done 11 shows so far. This has been flying by. I really appreciate anyone that tunes in. I really appreciate the love. So cool. Everyone's been so cool. Shout out women's soccer again as well. Champs forever. Be sure to come by next Monday live from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on WFNP 88.7 FM for more news, updates, and another very special guest from your New Paltz Athlete of the Week. And to conclude this 11th segment with the message of the week, in honor of the champs, ball don't lie.
Yep.
Peace.